was Alistair, 29 years old, an architect in a city that always felt too busy, but never too big for my dreams. My life was steady, I loved my work, I had good friends, and I was building a future with Liam, my partner of 4 years. Liam was 30, a talented graphic designer with a quiet charm that had first drawn me in. We shared a small apartment filled with our combined clutter of design books and architectural models. Our biggest dream, the one we talked about endlessly over late-night dinners, was buying a small home, a fixer-upper with a garden somewhere just outside the city, where we could raise a dog, maybe even a family someday. We had a joint savings account where every spare penny from both our salaries went directly. It was our future fund, growing steadily month by month, a testament to our shared commitment and hard work. I was happy, completely content, and deeply in love. Then little things started to shift. Liam began spending more time on his computer late into the night. He'd be glued to his screen, his headphones on his face, illuminated by the glow of whatever he was doing. When I'd ask, he'd mumble something about a new project, a client deadline, or just unwinding with a game. I trusted him completely, so I didn't push it. He became more secretive with his phone, always turning the screen away if I walked past. He started getting irritated easily, especially when I mentioned our savings or asked about our plans for weekend house hunting. My world felt subtly off-kilter, like a picture frame hanging slightly askew. The problem I had to solve was vague at first, a creeping unease, but it soon became terrifyingly clear. One afternoon, I was trying to pay a bill online and needed to check our joint account balance. Liam was out running errands. I logged in, something I rarely did, as he usually handled the finances. The number that flashed on the screen made my stomach drop. It wasn't just low, it was practically zero. Our life savings, every single cent we had diligently saved for years, was gone. My hands trembled as I clicked through the transactions. There they were, hundreds, thousands of dollars funneled out in small but frequent payments, all to one recipient, a company I didn't recognize listed as Cosmic Ventures. My heart was hammering against my ribs, a cold dread washing over me. Liam had a secret habit, and it had cost us everything. I tried to keep calm, to rationalize it, to believe there was some mistake, but the evidence was undeniable. When Liam finally came home, I confronted him, my voice shaking, my hands clutching the printout of the bank statement. His reaction wasn't what I expected. He didn't apologize, he didn't even look remorseful at first. He became defensive, angry even. He accused me of snooping, of not trusting him. He admitted to the payments, but dismissed them as just a game, a hobby. He revealed his secret habit was an online role-playing game called Cosmic Conquest. He had been spending our money on virtual items, incredibly expensive cosmetic upgrades for his character, like a legendary celestial unicorn armor set and an interstellar space whale mount. He said he was investing in his character's prestige in the game, that it made him happy. He promised to pay it all back, that it was just a temporary thing. I wanted to believe him, I truly did. I suggested therapy for his obvious addiction for us as a couple. I tried to make him see the devastation he had wrought on our future, on our trust, on my heart. But he refused. He doubled down, saying I was trying to control him, that I didn't understand his passion. He spent even more time glued to his screen, oblivious to the mounting tension in our home. Our apartment became a battlefield of silent accusations and whispered arguments. I felt like I was living with a stranger. Our shared dream of a home, a family, evaporated like smoke. I couldn't bear to look at him or the screen that consumed him. The debt started to pile up. Not only were our savings gone, but our credit cards were being slowly eaten away by his continued investments in this virtual world. He refused to get help, he refused to stop. I had to move out. I couldn't afford our apartment alone anymore, so I found a tiny, cramped room in a shared house, starting from scratch. I was financially ruined, emotionally devastated, my future shattered into a million pieces. My friends tried to comfort me, but I felt a deep shame, a humiliation that I had been so blind, so trusting. I saw Liam's online activity, still obsessively playing Cosmic Conquest, still posting screenshots of his character, adorned in that absurd, legendary celestial unicorn armor set, completely unaware or uncaring of the real-world destruction he had caused. He had traded our life for a make-believe unicorn. I was at my lowest point, utterly defeated. All my attempts to save us had failed and only made things worse. I had lost everything, and he hadn't lost a thing. I felt a cold, hard anger begin to replace my heartbreak. The anger hardened into a resolve unlike anything I had ever felt before. He had valued his virtual life more than our shared reality, so I decided I would destroy his virtual life. I began to meticulously plan my revenge. I spent weeks gathering evidence. I had access to his old social media accounts from before our breakup, and I found his Cosmic Conquest username and his specific character name. Star Chaser Liam, famous in his small online community for his opulent virtual collection. I took screenshots of his character wearing that ridiculous, legendary celestial unicorn armor set and riding his interstellar space whale mount. I carefully traced the payments from our joint account to Cosmic Ventures, anonymizing the bank details but making it clear the sheer volume of money involved. I wrote a compelling narrative, a cautionary tale. I drafted a post for a popular gaming forum, not just any forum, but one known for its deep dives into gaming culture, addiction, and ironically, microtransactions. My post was titled, "How a Legendary Unicorn Stole My Future," a cautionary tale of virtual obsession and real-life ruin. I detailed our shared dreams, the years of savings, and how it had all been systematically siphoned away to fund Liam's obsession with these absurd virtual items. I included the screenshots of his character, making sure his game username was visible, linking his real-world betrayal to his virtual vanity. I didn't mention his real name, but anyone familiar with the game and its forums would instantly recognize Star Chaser Liam. I described the heartbreak, the financial ruin, the betrayal of trust. I highlighted the absurd contrast between the hundreds of thousands of dollars spent on a pixelated unicorn and the loss of our actual home. I posted it on a Friday night knowing it would get maximum visibility. I watched as the comments rolled in. At first, it was sympathy, then outrage, then pure, unadulterated mockery. Gamers who understood the allure but also the pitfalls of microtransactions went wild. They created memes of Star Chaser Liam and his legendary celestial unicorn. They photoshopped his character into ludicrous real-world scenarios. The post went viral within hours. It spread like wildfire across Reddit, Twitter, and gaming news sites. Liam's game persona became synonymous with financial ruin and pathetic obsession. His guildmates, his online friends, started turning on him, accusing him of being a fraud, of embodying everything wrong with predatory gaming companies. He was ridiculed, ostracized, and ultimately banned from several forums for trolling and causing widespread disruption because of the sheer volume of negative attention he attracted. His virtual world, which he valued more than anything, crumbled around him. He lost his online prestige, his legendary status replaced by a reputation as the unicorn fool. The consequences were immediate and satisfyingly poetic. Liam's digital footprint was effectively ruined. Every search for Star Chaser Liam now brought up articles, memes, and forum posts detailing his betrayal. His online reputation was in tatters, a digital scarlet letter for his addiction and deceit. Though I never directly revealed his real name, the sheer viral nature of the story meant his professional life as a graphic designer, which often relied on online portfolios and a clean digital image, suffered too. Clients started asking uncomfortable questions. He vanished from our city, unable to face the scrutiny, the whispers. For me, the path was slow but clear. The financial strain was immense, but the emotional burden began to lift. I focused on my career, on rebuilding my life, one brick at a time. The story of the unicorn guy became a cautionary tale in my circles, and while it was painful to acknowledge, it also provided a perverse sense of justice. I learned to trust again, to invest in real relationships, not just dreams. I eventually saved enough to buy a small apartment just for myself, but it was mine, built on my own efforts. Years later, 5 years to be exact, I was scrolling through an online tech magazine during my lunch break. An article caught my eye, From Digital Downfall to VR Visionary, the redemption story of Liam Thorne. My breath hitched. It was him. Liam. The article detailed how he had disappeared from the public eye after a very public, financially devastating personal scandal involving excessive spending on virtual items. It went on to explain how he had channeled his obsession into something constructive, learning to code, to design, and had founded a groundbreaking virtual reality gaming company. He was now a respected figure in the industry. His new game, Elysium Echoes, receiving critical acclaim for its immersive world and ethical monetization practices. He was successful, undeniably so, but the article repeatedly mentioned his past, stating that he had built Elysium Echoes obsessively, fueled by a desire to escape those failures, to create something real out of his digital addiction. There was no direct apology to me, not in the article, not ever in person. But as I read to the very end, there was a subtle mention. The article concluded by noting a peculiar Easter egg in Elysium Echoes, a notoriously difficult-to-find legendary item hidden deep within the game's code, a unique artifact that granted no special power but was simply called Alistair's Undying Resolve. It was a quiet, digital confession, an acknowledgement, a subtle and lasting scar on his new, shiny success, forever linking him to the man whose future he had nearly destroyed. His punishment was his success, forever branded by his past and the reminder of what he had lost.